Welcome to the Voice Coach Podcast, here for all your speaking voice training and guidance. My name is Nick Redman and I am offering you all sorts of nuggets of wisdom on how to keep your voice in good working order and a true representation of who you are. So if you're a podcaster, presenter, actor, speaker or voiceover artist or a general voice geek, you're in good hands. Shall we get started? Alrighty, hello there. Thanks for coming back after my little technical interlude. I really hope that one day in a pub quiz you get asked the difference between unobstructed sounds and obstructed sounds, or voiced and unvoiced consonants, because you know what? You're going to know the feckin' answer. Anyway, now that we know what consonants are, we can come back to the practical work on articulation. So this week, we're going to be making a load of silly sounds. This might be your little warning for if you're listening to this in the office, maybe step to the toilet to do the next bit, for fear that your co-workers will think you're having some kind of breakdown. Anyway, I love working on the specifics of articulation because it's actually one of the fastest ways to make your life easier. And, big reveal, save yourself money because, firstly, on a day-to-day basis, you'll be understood more clearly, so you'll be asked to repeat yourself less. You also sound more confident when you know the sounds are definitely going to come out and you're not going to trip over your words anymore. And perhaps most importantly, like I said, if you're a speaker who records their voice, you're going to literally save yourself time and therefore money because you'll become more of a one-take wonder and reduce your editing time. Happy days. So this is literally the part of the voice training progression that can save you cash monies nice and quickly. So you're welcome. All right. We're going to have a bit of a go at what's known as consonant clusters, e.g. little groups of obstructed sounds close together in words. Now, working on consonant clusters is a really great thing for vocal clarity for a couple of reasons. Number one, some of them literally appear in the words that we say. So, for example, asked, skipped, skipped. That's a consonant cluster. Firsts, that's firsts. Strong, strong. That's one that often gets a bit smushy. Excited, the k into this, also a consonant cluster. So lots of them appear in actual words we say. But then reason B for why they're really good for your clarity is that if you can get your mouth around some of these really intricate, kind of frustrating and annoying consonant clusters that bounce all around your mouth from front to back, from this sound to that sound, then you're going to have no bother at all with words in general speech, are you? You're basically overtraining your articulatory response so that when it's working within normal speech, it's all well and easy. And that's what we're here for, easy speaking. So let's have a go at a few. Now, the traditional way to work with clusters is to use them alongside nice open vowels, really just to encourage space and release in between the chaos of the consonants. So the vowels we're going to use to get started, and this comes with the prerequisite of use your own accent. You don't have to change your accent. Just use whatever these vowels sound like in your accent. So we're going to use the vowels oo, as in goose, o, as in goat, o, as in saw, a, as in bath, a, as in stay, and e, as in fleece. So that's oo, o, a, e. That might be oo, o, a, e, or whatever it is in your accent, doesn't matter. Oo, o, a, e. Or for ease, you can match mine and, hey, learn a little bit of Northern Irish as we go along. So let's start with a really simple consonant cluster that comes up loads. It's S into T. St, st, st. So words like first, last, stay, yesterday. So we basically put the sound after the vowel to start with. So we get oost, ost, ost, ast, est, east. Those sounds again. I feel like I'm in sound bingo. Oost, ost, ost, ast, east, east. Good, well done. Then you flip it on its head and you put the vowel on the end. So you get the cluster first and then the vowel. Stu, sto, staw, sta, stay, stee. Stu, sto, staw, sta, stay, stee. Brill. So if you really hone in on that cluster, you'll feel the tiny flick from the alveolar ridge or the bumpy bit behind the top teeth and the tongue blade obstruction there for s, s, to alveolar and tongue tip for the T. St, st, st. It's a tiny movement, but it's a really good one to explore because it often does get a bit smushy. Yes, that is a real word. Final stage is putting the cluster on the start and the end of the vowel. Oh yes, my friend, doesn't end there. So we get stoost, stost, stost, stast, stast, steast. Stoost, stost, stost, stast, stast, steast. Remember, your own vowel sounds. Don't be neutralising it all, just do you. Next one, let's go for something a little bit more taxing. Still only a cluster of 2, but might be more challenging for people with certain accents. It's l, d, ld. L into D. Ld, ld, ld. So start with it on the end of the vowel. Old, 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 ald, ailed, eeld. Now that one comes up in words quite a lot. Sold, walled, schooled. So it might be one you're familiar with. Old, 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 ald, ailed, yield. And the difference between this one and st as well is that old is voiced. Old, 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 ald, ailed, yield. So we get that vocal full vibration. Then we put it in the front of the vowel. Lado, ldo, ldo, lda, lda, lday, ld. Now that's not something that's quite as recognisable from speech, but it's great for working that tongue tip area, regardless. So let's go front and back now. Lduld, ldold, ldold, ldald, ldailed, ldeeld. That was fun. Lduld, ldold, ldold, ldald, ldild, ldild. I was getting a bit caught up with my tongue there towards the end. That's a really fun one. Just make sure that the d on the end is a voiced d and doesn't revert to being a t, so we don't get ldult, ldolt, ldolt. What we get is lduld, ldold, ldold. So really voice that final d. Okay, time for something even trickier. Let's have a drink first to just cleanse the palate. So we're going to do sk, 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 S-K-T. Sk, sk. This one comes up loads. So sk, sktu. All right, take that one out. Start here. Sktu, skto, skto, skta, 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 skte, skti. Sktu, skto, skto, skta, skte, skti. What? Not hugely recognisable from language, but it is amazing for bouncing around from the alveolar area at the front of the mouth to the soft palate at the back. So feel it, try it again, and feel it really going from front to back. Sk-to, front, back, front. Sk-to, 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 skta, skte, skti. Then, as per, we're going to stick it on the end of the vowel. Uskt, oskt, oskt, asked, askt, easkt. Uskt, oskt, oskt, asked, askt, easkt. A few recognisable things there from language. So asked, for example, the word asked, depending on your accent. And finally, for the mad tricks, keep this one for your drunken party tricks. Front and back of the vowel. Skatuskt, skatoskt, skatoskt, skatasked, skataskt, skatiskt. Oh my goodness. Once more. Skatuskt, skatoskt, skatoskt, skatasked, skataskt, skatiskt. I really need to concentrate when I get to the end of that. And now I need to lie down. So really what we're doing here is some epic gymnastics for the articulators, putting them to the test and seeing what they can do, knowing that what it's doing is making general speech so much easier and clearer. And that's what we're here for, clearer and easier speech. So imagine like a few of those in your vocal warm-up and you could really reduce your pickups when recording and thus your editing time, and your colleagues will be all, golly, your voice is so clear and easy. And that's all we really want, clarity. But we don't want to have to sound like we're trying really hard. That is the worst and so unnatural. So do this sort of work. Get your articulators working and responsive. And that clear voice that you're looking for will be waiting just around the corner. So the next step really to use this is to tailor it towards your vocal needs. And you do that by making a big old lovely list of all the words that you keep tripping up over. Just set up a wee note in your phone or something, or have a little list on your desk next to your microphone or wherever you record. Anytime that you trip over a word, write it down. And then after a little while, you can see if there are any common groups of sounds in words or between two words, because it can be from one word to the other where these clusters pop up. Then you can find the cluster that it corresponds to and see what's going on in the sound shaping and build that one into your warm-up. You don't need to do loads. Just a few cleverly chosen clusters can sort your voice right out. And if you would like to work on more consonant clusters, there's a lovely big collection of them that comes as part of my tongue training downloadable course on the website, nickrebinvoice.com. I'll shove a link in the show notes for you, so check that one out for lots more brilliant articulation shows. Anyway, that's it for now. I'm going to go have a lie down after my skitosking. Tally-ho. And I will see you on the flip side for a little bit more on vowels and consonants and how understanding them can help us with our lovely speech. Thanks for listening to the Voice Coach podcast. For even more support with your speaking voice, head on over to our free community, the Voice and Accent Hub on Facebook. See you in there.